Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today I'd like to show you a concept in Hearts of Iron 4, and that is how to recruit divisions from your puppets. So in Hearts of Iron 4 you are able to puppet out other countries. In other words, you're able to take a country that you're conquered and establish a government that you basically control. You do not have full control of the country. The country does kind of run itself, but you are able to get manpower from this country. But it's not very straightforward how to do this, so I want to explain to you guys how to do this. If you go under, like here, I just puppeted out Ethiopia. I'm playing as Italy, and Italy is currently fascist. So after I puppeted out Ethiopia, they have their own country. And if you click on Ethiopia here and hover over this family icon, you can see the total nation's population. And then it breaks it into civilian and recruitable population. And the recruitable population and civilian population are modified by the fact that this country is a puppet, more specifically Reich's protectorate status, which means that the effective total manpower is modified to 75%. So you could expect that this manpower that you see here, the recruitable plus civilian population, if you added them up and added 25 more percent of that, that would be the total population if it was its own country and not a puppet. So this is further modified by the fact that the country's conscription law is volunteer only. And volunteer only gives you 1.5% of the total population for recruits. And as you can see, that number is 140,000 people. So the way that I can tap into that recruitable population is to go up here and go to this icon right here under your division designer. And I can go to Ethiopia and then copy their Kubir Zabna template. Sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that. And after you copy it, as you can see, it appears right here. And then I can actually start to form divisions from their template. This template happens to look like this at this point, and you can modify the template however you want. And if you hover over this icon right here, as you can see, there's no equipment, but I have given 2,700 of my recruitable population, and Ethiopia gives me 6,300 of their recruitable population. And this works out to be about 30% of my, basically the overlord's recruitable population. So 30% is Italian, 70% is the puppets Ethiopian. So you can really go a long way in making these divisions by tapping into their recruitable population. As you can see, I've also puppeted off Eritrea and Somaliland, and what strategy I'm going to employ here with Italy is to create. So if I go under their division designers, they have these cavalry divisions here. And I'll show you the template. Very simple, but effective for suppression. You get a suppression of 8 out of these 4 cavalry regiments here. So what I'm going to do is, let's go to Eritrea here. I'm going to take, so they have 8,000 recruitable population. I'm going to make sure that I use all 8,000 of the recruitable population, or else Eritrea will start spawning whatever division they want to spawn. And it'll basically, the divisions that they spawn become unusable, because if the UK declares war on me and then I conscript their divisions, they're going to be stuck over here, and I'm not going to have any way of getting them back to Italy, because I typically keep my ships in harbor until I know that I'm going to have air superiority and all these other things going for me. But so I want to take all their recruitable population, put them into these templates, and then use them as a suppression force. So as I come through and take over Austria, Yugoslavia, and Bulgaria, Greece, I can use their population as the occupation force. They're not going to be fighting. None of this population, none of the manpower from Eritrea is going, I'm not going to lose any of that in a fight because they're basically just going to be hanging out as a police force in like Yugoslavia, say. So I can basically get free manpower from these three nations right here and not have to use my own manpower, not have to worry about anything. The third and final thing that I'll describe to you is how I'm changing their equipment to basically these old style Carcano M91s. And that's basically to ensure that they don't steal any of the good equipment from like the divisions that I'm going to train. So like this new division here will get all the new equipment that I'm building. The Carcano is a gun that's basically outdated. And the way I got that was if you check this box right here, show outdated equipment, you can build outdated equipment. And the reason why I'm building it is because it's cheaper. As you can see here, it's 0.4 production cost instead of 0.5. And it's going to be for troops that basically just hang out in the back lines as an occupation slash police force. They don't need the latest and greatest equipment. So it behooves me to make kind of the old style, cheaper equipment for just these police forces that I'm going to need after I conquer most of Europe, but before I finally conquered the Allies. So I hope this explained a few concepts to you in Hearts of Iron 4, kind of how to set up these different puppet templates that I showed you here. If you have questions, please post them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any questions if I didn't describe things as well as I could have. And please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. I'll see you on the next one.